And a great Monday afternoon to you. My weather video is brought to us by 802 Cars. They represent 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. You can see the temperature schematic here, and we have the coldest temperatures to the north, warmest off to the south, but still pretty cold even across the southern tier of the United States. And some high clouds are going to be moving in. This from the back end of a kind of a weak weather system here. This is also getting caught in this northwesterly, more northern branch of the jet stream. You can see a little bit of a split flow in these two areas here. But this is our exiting storm. Was a nor'easter. Dropped a pretty good amount of snow, up to 8 to 12 inches in some spots of the middle Atlantic states. Just now taking a track out to sea she goes. For this VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook, excepting colder mornings occasionally, there is very limited impacts anticipated for utilities through Saturday. A rather robust swath of snowfall is likely, with dry to medium powder-like snow. This would happen late in the weekend, namely Saturday night into Sunday, and probably exiting along about Monday. This will be followed by yet another cold snap on Monday along the 21st of January. So the snowfall to affect travel, but may not be a problem for utilities due to its colder nature. Breezy conditions at times stay well under thresholds through Saturday. A couple shots at a little bit of breeze, and first one comes in, it looks like on Wednesday afternoon following a cold front. That'll be kind of an Alberta Clipper system, fairly light and mundane, and certainly on the benign side for utilities. It could affect a little bit of travel with a little bit of snow shower activity. Nothing real major there. Let's take a look at some of the computer modeling. Latest computer modeling shows pretty cold weather, of course, across the northern tier United States as well, with area of higher pressure working its way through Quebec. And then a little bit of light snow shower and flurry activity is indicated. You can see some of that just north of the Great Lakes trying to make a run into Vermont. It does make it into the far northwest corner on Tuesday. This is valid about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But continuing on, you can see that it kind of falls apart. And then we wait for the main event here at 999 low there. That's southeast of James Bay, Canada. That's going to be taking a track to the north of us through Quebec. It'll swing a cold front through, and you can see that precipitation kind of narrows out and becomes a lot lighter. Area of higher pressure builds in behind it. That'll be good for another dry day along about Thursday. This will be a 1030 area of higher pressure, 1030 hectopascals, and then a weak weather system to our south. And this weather system here looks like it's going to supply us with a little bit more of snow shower and flurry activity starting Thursday night into Friday morning. And then it looks like it exits and leaves us with drier weather for the day on Saturday. It's like every other day, a little area of higher pressure moves on in. But notice there's a lot of jet stream energy that has come across from the west coast. And this is now starting to power up an area of low pressure. It looks like we have thunderstorm potential here in the warm sector. Back side is probably blizzard conditions, fairly tight pressure gradient. This is going to be one to watch, and as it moves toward the northeast United States, it will bring us all snow. It does look like it'll develop into a Miller B-type nor'easter as it heads off the coast there, but it's pretty close for southern parts of New England. And you can see the warm air advection just gets even north into Nova Scotia, but cold temperatures on the backside of that should keep it all snow and dry. Something we'll have to watch. And again, this is for Sunday. Going back here, it's a pretty hefty amount of precipitation. This will be a big snowfall if it rains true. We're at day 7, and just to run it along, this another area of higher pressure builds in for what looks to be another fairly decent cold snap. And notice the nor'easter off the coast is not moving that far east now. It's starting to run into a blocking area of higher pressure that's setting up over Greenland. Looking at the GFS ensemble, you can see the kind of different precipitation shots here. Very minor here. That little bit of a weak Alberta Clipper system. Then we got the system along about Friday. And then the main event. Looking at it in a little bit better mode here. This is the big snowfall. This is the one that will come in along about Friday. And this was the one that will come in along about Wednesday with that little tail end with a cold front working on through. That's total precipitation type. You can see that the blue is all snow for these first two some indication of some percentage, probably very much outliers for that next system to follow. And then looking at wind, we don't have any wind issues whatsoever. 40 knots is about as high as it gets. Now there's some outliers here in the distance, in the longer range that we'll have to keep a close eye on, but for the most part, it's looking relatively benign for wind as well. And taking a look at the QPF, the total amount of precipitation forecasted by the Weather Prediction Center. It does look like the heaviest precipitation with the 1-inch amounts are going to be to the south of us. This is the half-inch amounts and so forth. West Coast is seeing it. Center of the country, north central areas, not as much. Looks very similar to what we saw last week or about 5 days ago or so. Back to the GFS ensemble. This is the 850 hectopascal temperatures. Well below the freezing mark. That means all snow all the time, and what precipitation will come through. And that's what 2-meter temperatures look like. This is Wednesday's high. It looks like the highest. And Friday's going to give a run according to the European model. And looking at dew point temperatures, which can also illustrate not a whole lot of change there. Let's take a look at the weighted temperatures. Coldest and most well below normal here. A little bit of inroads here with warmer weather trying to make a run into the region. But check this out, 3 days later, look at that. These are max temperatures only, about 3 to 7 days total out. And we're looking at -6 to -15, -18. So rather cold. Cold spots in some parts of the northern hemisphere up near the Arctic. However, the Arctic is running colder than normal for a change. That is very unusual. Antarctic usually flips around at just about 1 degree Celsius above normal. I suspect that this will heat up now that this has cooled down. That's the look from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.